Happy Monday. Thank you for joining me for this week's Weekly Wisdom. Now, this week we are going to continue with the Great Resignation, but we are going to talk specifically about the hospitality industry. Because I know a lot of you are thinking, Summer, you talked about Great Resignation last week, but it doesn't make sense. Why is every single restaurant that I go to understaffed if it's 30 to 45 that are leaving their jobs? Hospitality is unique in this situation because whenever you think about the beginning of the pandemic and you think of all of the layoffs that happened, where did people go? Many of them were furloughed from hospitality, restaurants shut down, retail shut down, theme parks shut down. Whenever we think about those frontline jobs, most of them shut down. And people were furloughed and they lived paycheck to paycheck because the thing about working in hospitality is you don't make a lot of money. And so they had to find jobs very, very quickly. And I'm gonna be real with y'all for a second. It infuriates me when people are like, well, they need to stop living off the check and come back to work. They have never done that. There was a moment in time where people were receiving checks because nobody was hiring. But they have shown again and again and again, it is not people living off of checks. People left the hospitality industry and went out and found jobs in other industries. They found better balance, better pay, employees and customers that treat them better. Y'all, the reason why people left the hospitality industry, if I'm being 100% real with you, is the working conditions, the pay, and the way they were treated. We all own up to that. We've all had those moments. We would see the memes come through about how hard retail was and be like, ha ha ha, I remember when I would experience it that summer that I worked in retail. As somebody who worked in hospitality from the time I was 16 until a couple of months ago, it's a brutal industry. It's a thankless industry. And people got tired of it. And so there's some statistics and data that's coming out around hospitality, and it's showing that one third of hospitality employees say that they have no interest in returning. They're going to do everything that they can not to return to the hospitality industry. This is an industry made up of millions of people. One third is a huge number. Of those that are coming back, they want to see better pay, they want to see better benefits, and they want to see new working environments. Remember that $15 an hour conversation that we were having a couple of years ago? It's amazing what happens when companies are desperate for people. Now in hospitality, it's not unrealistic to make $15 an hour. As a company, if you were in the hospitality industry, if you were in retail, if you were in food and beverage, if you were in theme parks, ski resorts, any of those areas, what can you do to make your company more attractive? What can you do to make the industry more attractive? I'm sorry, y'all, I just looked out my window and there's a giant spider, but I will take care of that once we get done having a conversation. Or let me rephrase, my husband's going to take care of that once we get done having a conversation. Ooh. But when we consider the Great Resignation and we consider the hospitality industry, if you were a customer of the hospitality industry, which is all of us, start treating the employees with more respect. As you can tell by the fact that you were waiting for 15, 20 minutes to get your Starbucks coffee or your McDonald's McMuffin, these jobs are not as easy as we think they are. These jobs are a lot more thankless than we could ever have imagined. If you want people to start returning to the hospitality industry, make it an industry worth returning to. I say this to the employees, to the leaders, and the customers. Have respect for everybody that is doing their best, no matter what the job is. It'll make a big difference. And then, of course, pay a livable wage, give benefits, those things. Thank you for tuning in this week. I hope you have an amazing week. And don't forget, you got this. I'll see you next week.